Next, let's talk about wholesaling. I also love this one, Patrick. It is a fantastic. I look at wholesaling a little bit like a Swiss Army knife strategy. You could use it in so many different tactics to either acquire deals or sell deals, generate cash or generate wealth. I love wholesaling because it can be very quick. It can happen literally. I did a wholesale deal, and I can give the example if you want, Patrick, where it literally took me one phone call in 20 minutes to make $40,000. It was incredible. And even though those deals don't happen every day, when they do happen, let me tell you, you're pretty happy about it.
Well, there's something about this strategy that's really great. First and foremost, it's an income generating strategy, income today. So it isn't like a buy and hold. We all love buy and hold, but that is income producing in the future. Whereas wholesaling deal is income today. Now, it may take a few weeks or even potentially a few months, not traditionally, but actually it's income in your pocket today. And what you need to do to put the parts together, guess what? First and foremost, you need a great realtor generally. You need a great buyer's list. And one of the reasons that they work for you, JG, is let's face it, you can pick up a call, you can pick up the phone and call any of your potential buyers who might be interested in this deal. So you have something to pass on. So for somebody who's into wholesaling, you have two or three key components to it, depending on how much you want to embrace the strategy. Some do it full time, JG. I mean, they have websites and they're out hunting for deals. They do it in a big way. But we have members that literally are coming across deals, and they may do two or three over the course of a year, but they're making 20, 30, 50, 100 grand in those deals that they're doing. So it's a great strategy to use.
And I think you nailed it there, Patrick, which is, if you want to do some wholesaling, it doesn't mean that's all you're going to do. It doesn't mean you're going to put your entire real estate portfolio on hold and just do wholesaling. But if you understand the tactic, you can do one wholesale deal a year or two wholesale deals a year, or just understand it's that Swiss Army knife tactic that you have in your back pocket where you're not quite sure what to do with this deal. You might buy it just to resell it. You might buy it just to wholesale it because it's a great deal. Now, Patrick, you pointed it out. Yes, you need a good buyer's list. Yes, you need a good seller's list. Yes, you need the right contacts, but these are things that can be built. When I started in this business, I had none of that. These are things that are built over time, but you're not going to build in that direction unless you understand the tactic. And that's what's important about wholesaling is it doesn't happen overnight, but once you start building up the right connections and the right attitude on wholesaling, man, let me tell you, it is a gorgeous strategy.
Yeah, and let's just go one layer deeper in terms of the explanation of wholesaling. At the end of the day, it's also called assignments. That's a term that we often hear. But ultimately, in this case, if you're that bird dog, we'll call it that, if you're that person that happens to come across a deal, which means that you found a property that is being sold undervalued for any number of reasons. Again, in this market, we're going to see more and more of those opportunities start to show up. You can buy that property, you can put an offer on it, you get it locked down, and because you have a buyer's list, you're going, okay, let's say this deal is 50 grand undervalued. Well, guess what you get to do? Phone your buyer and go, something, I got this deal, 50 grand undervalued. I'm going to put 10 grand in it for me, or 15 grand, or whatever number you negotiate, and you're going to put it onto your buyer. That buyer is going to take the deal and go. You didn't have to maybe put any money down, maybe a few $100, depending on what you negotiate. But ultimately, you didn't have to close on the deal, so you didn't have to go and take a mortgage. All you did was lock it up because you found the deal, and then you passed the deal on to generally an investor buyer.
And let me tell you, this is a win-win. And I'll share the story, Patrick, but this is a win-win tactic for everybody. This is a real win-win tactic for the entire real estate ecosystem. And I'll share with this story. This is about 13 months ago. Someone calls me and says, JG, I hear you're an investor. I want to sell this property. And I asked him, I said, do you want to sell this on the open market? Because it's worth more than what you want for it. I asked them what they wanted. They wanted $400,000 for it. And they knew they can get more on the open market, but they wanted fast money. They wanted to close quickly within 3 weeks. And they knew that wouldn't happen on the open market. So I said, sure, I'll buy it from you. And we did an offer. Patrick, you talked about this. I wrote up a contract and I said, I'd buy it from them for $400,000. Excellent. And what I did is I then made a couple phone calls to other investors because I didn't have time to resell the property. I didn't have time to do a proper fix and flip. It needed about $30,000, $40,000 of renovations. I didn't have time for it. So I decided I was going to resell the property to another investor that can do all that work. So I bought it for $400,000. I had the right to close on it for $400,000. I resold it to someone else for $440,000. They paid me $40,000 for the right to purchase that contract at $400,000. So in their cost is $440,000. Now, Patrick, here's what happened. And for viewers out there, you're thinking, wow, they paid 40 grand for that? Yeah, they paid 40 grand for that. Here's what happened next. They put an additional 30 grand into it. So now they're up to $470,000 and they sold it for $625,000. So they made, right? They made $155,000 on their flip by buying a property, and I made $40,000 by making one particular phone call. So it was a great deal for me. It was a great deal for them, and it was a great deal for the seller because they got their money very, very quickly and had absolutely no hassles. All around, great deal for everybody. Wholesaling, that's why it's so powerful. It's fast and it's good for everyone.
Win, win, win. And you got to approach all the deals like that.
Wholesaling, love it. One of my, oh, that was a good one there.
If you're interested in learning about investing in real estate the right way, look at our Real Estate Investing in Canada program. 15 steps to successfully investing in real estate. Thousands of real estate investors have learned the right way to invest in real estate following those 15 steps. You're absolutely going to love that program. Take a look, click on the link in the description below.
I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please like and subscribe. And if you've enjoyed this, please share it with someone that you know because it's going to be incredibly valuable to them. Also, we'd love to hear from you, so please comment below. If you want to see more stuff like this, click here. If you want to see the entire show, click there.